Free Japan Channel number 84. Today, July 20th, Sunday. The time is 11 a.m. So, good morning everybody. Here is summer morning in Yokohama. The sky is very serene and summer insects are sounding here in front of the forest. How are you everybody? Today, July 20th, is the National Election Day in Japan. The election for upper house. I already voted for the previous voting. However, many people go to the election place to vote today. So today is a very important day for Japanese politics. And topic of FGC is also why Sansei Party is so popular. This is the topic of today. Why Sansei Party is so popular. Here in FGC, I already explained and talked about the content and the policy of Sansei Party. This is a relatively new party. It is only 5 years or so since this party was established. It was 2020 and this year 2025. Therefore, 5 years have passed since the establishment of Sansei Party. And Sansei is a Japanese word and it means we should participate in politics, or people should participate in politics. This is the meaning of Sansei, and party is the party. Therefore, Sansei Party aims at everyone's participation in politics. Traditionally, Japanese politics has been said to be far away from the public opinion because politicians didn't turn to the opinion of people. Politicians only moved according to the mechanism of political hegemony. They didn't look at people. They only looked at the political dynamics of the diet. Therefore, the policy of Japanese government was so often far away from the public opinion. Of course, this is a very unfavorable situation for the citizens. And then, Sohei Kamiya is the leader of this Sansei Party, and he appeared as the top of this party. And Mr. Kamiya, advocated that people should take part in politics. So, unknown people have the power to move the politics. Therefore, participation is the most important factor in politics. This is a very common or understandable and very natural insistence. However, looking back the traditional Japanese politics, this remark of Mr. Kamiya was very impressive for Japanese voters, and they began to do the political campaign for Sansei Party. The members of Sansei Party are mostly volunteers. They are not paid at all for their working, only volunteering activities. However, Mr. Kamiya put forward the doctrine and the meaning of Sansei Party, and it was taken for granted by many members. I don't know exactly how many members there are in Sansei Party, but maybe 30,000 members or so, I guess. Therefore, these members gather the branches of Sansei Party. These branches are now located more than 280 or so. So Sansei Party already set these branches all around Japan, and in addition, the members of local parliament also steadily increased in these 3 years. Therefore, so-called grassroots movement is possible for Sansei Party, and this is the source of strength of this party, in my opinion. Japanese majority party has been LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, but this party is not conservative party at all. The diet members of LDP don't regard the interest of Japan or the interest of Japanese people as important. So unfortunately, these diet members of LDP turn to China, for example, or some surrounding countries, or sometimes United States of America, but not Japan. So this is not the conservative party at all. And Japanese people began to be aware that LDP cannot be reliable political entity. Then Sansei Party suddenly appeared, and Mr. Kamiya said that Japan first is the motto of this party. Then Japanese people jumped at this motto. Oh, Japan first? Of course, it is natural because this is Japan. We are Japanese people. Japanese government. This is a coalition government of LDP and Kome Party. And these two parties, LDP and Kome Party, are notorious for being pro-China faction, Especially Kome Party has been always on the side of China in Japanese politics. Even when some other developed countries try to declare the protest against Chinese violation of human rights in China, in domestic China, Japan did not follow this trend. Although these developed countries unanimously try to blame China for being brutal to its own people, the violation of human rights of its own people, LDP and Kome Party, that is, Japanese government, could not issue the protest declaration against China at that time. Why? Because these two parties, LDP and Kome Party, were pro-China, and China did put pressure to these two parties not to say anything. So this is a miserable situation of Japanese politics, and Mr. Kamiya said Japan first. We should always look at Japan and Japanese people first, because this is Japan. Here in Japan, there is, to some degree, there is a faction of conservative party or conservative people, faction of conservative people. And these conservative people traditionally voted for LDP. However, as I said, LDP is no more. LDP is no more a conservative party. Therefore, these people are now turning to Sansei party. So, Sansei party is now being popular more and more. Even before the electoral campaign, Sansei party was not so paid attention to. However, in these 2 weeks or 3 weeks, Sansei party has been drawing attention not only from media but also from the general people of Japan. And its slogan, Sansei party's slogan, Japan First, is now beginning to be understood by many people. Today is a voting day of upper house of Japanese Diet. Sansei party is said to get 10 seats, 10 seats at least in this election. Maybe 15 seats, or Mr. Kamiya now say 20. Wow, 20. Really possible? The result of the election will be clear tonight. So, late hour, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or midnight. I will be awake tonight and watch the result of this election. When the electoral result is decided, I will broadcast it in this FJC again. Thank you.